Good morning, everybody. Ivan Temilkov here, Chief Human Marketer at Razor Sharp Digital, the world's #1 human marketing agency, where we work with brands and entrepreneurs and helping them establish their digital footprint using multi-channel marketing, emotional engagement, and human-to-human business practices. Do you need more rah-rah? So tonight is the presidential debate, and over half of Americans are going to watch this presidential debate, largely because in hope that a new president, a new leader will change their life, change their business, change their relationship. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I have been a victim of this scrutinized mentality where I was led to believe that I need more rah-rah, meaning I need more motivation, more inspiration to be able to do the things that I want to do in my life, in my business, in anything that I set my mind to. And I will tell you this, there's a lot of people out there who do need someone to push them, who need someone to constantly be on top of them, to motivate them and inspire them and tell them that, hey, you should do this, you should do that, or maybe you should go this direction or that direction. There's a lot of people out there. And it's largely because those people that need that rah-rah, that motivation, that inspiration are the type of people that are struggling with uncertainty. People that are unsure of what they want to do in their life or in their business. Think about it. Why would you absorb motivation and inspiration from people, from leaders out there, if you weren't struggling with a sense of uncertainty? Why? Because you need encouragement? You really don't need encouragement. The only person that really needs to encourage you is yourself. But a lot of people are incapable of doing that. A lot of people are incapable of being able to just pull the trigger. They're incapable of being actionable about the things that matter to them. And I'm telling you this because I was a victim of the scrutinized mentality where I used to think that I needed someone or something to constantly motivate me and inspire me in order to keep driving forward. And over the years, I came to a realization that I fell a victim to this scrutinized mentality. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much motivation or inspiration you acquire from leaders, from whoever you see as a role model or someone that inspires you. At the end of the day, those people are not going to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. It's that simple. They're not going to do things for you, regardless of how much inspiration and motivation that you acquire through them. It's that simple. But a lot of Americans don't understand this. A lot of Americans think that they need someone to motivate them. They need someone to inspire them. They need someone to push them to say that, you know what, you can do this. You should do this. This is why it's beneficial for you. I'm not going to lie. I have been very, very opposed and hesitant toward coaches for years. Because all that these real people do is they inspire and motivate other people to take action. And there's a lot of Americans out there that need that. There's a lot of Americans out there who need someone to constantly tell them, someone to guide them, to hold their hand. But at the end of the day, nobody's going to take action but yourself. And that is the key differentiating factor that I want to highlight in this broadcast, is that at the end of the day, nobody is going to do anything for you. And I think this is where a lot of Americans have a huge misconception, because they think that a coach or a new leader or a new president is going to lead them to greener pastures. Is going to lead them to changing their life. It's going to lead them to having a more profitable business. That ain't going to happen. That's not going to happen. I'm proof of it. No amount of motivation or inspiration will ever supplement the action that you need to take towards your goals and dreams. I'll give you a more concrete example, because Some people have said, well, Ivan, you're kind of speaking a little passively here. You're not being very specific. So I'm coming up on 5 years with Razor Sharp Digital that I've been in business. And I will tell you, the first 3 years have been, I don't know if I can find a word for it. They have been probably one of the darkest times in my life. In fact, it compares right up there when I was bullied all through high school for 4 years because I was an immigrant. I looked different. I wore glasses. And let's just say that most people saw me as a cultural misfit. Of course, just to continue my train of thought, when I first started my business, I thought, you know what? I need every successful person out there in the world to motivate me and inspire me and tell me that I can do this, to where I can get up every single day and feel like I'm fulfilled, that I have a purpose because someone else is giving me their approval. Someone else is giving guidance because I did it. You know what I realized? I don't need that. I don't. The only thing I needed is within myself to realize that, you know what? Just keep doing, Ivan. Keep going. No matter what society tells you, what your friends, family, what anybody tells you, just keep going and pursuing your goals and dreams. And honestly, it's probably one of the best things that I've ever done. And I've come to the realization that no amount of motivation and inspiration will ever push me to take action. But this is just me. There's a lot of Americans out there who need someone to inspire and motivate them every single day. Whether it's reading a book or listening to a podcast or watching a live video. Like right now, I'm in essence probably motivating a lot of you in some form or fashion, because I'm sharing a positive message with you, something that's hopefully going to push you to take action. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I say. Honestly, it doesn't. At the end of the day, you have to take action. You have to get up off your ass and do something, because nobody's going to do it for you. I guarantee you that. Nobody is going to do it for you but yourself. So you have to realize, how much does happiness mean to you? How much does a successful business mean to you? How much does a happy relationship mean to you? To give you some examples for goals. And what are you willing to do about that? What actions are you going to take to accomplish those things? Because you know what most people do? And they say, I'm going to listen to so-and-so, this podcast, to inspire and motivate me, and that's going to push me to take action. Maybe. You might need that. But in most cases, that's not going to do that for you. Because at the end of the day, you will have to take action to change your status quo. This is why I recorded the last episode of my podcast, Only in America, where I talked about the fact that a new president is not going to change your life. It's not. Okay? You're not going to wake up tomorrow feeling happier that a new president was elected. I guarantee you that. You're not going to wake up tomorrow to more money in your bank because a new president was elected. You're not going to wake up tomorrow to a happier relationship with your wife or significant other. You're not. Been there, done that. You know how that's going to happen? Is if you do something different than what you've already done. Okay? Let me repeat that again. If you want to be extraordinary, stop doing ordinary shit, because that's what most people are doing. And I will tell you this. The reason I brought up the example of the fact that, coming up on 5 years with my business, Razor Sharp Digital, is because a lot of people, even to this day, are saying that, Ivan, this isn't worthwhile. You should just go get a full-time job. You're not making money. This isn't worthwhile. Don't make your family struggle. Pain, risk, and sacrifice is necessary in order to change your status quo. I don't care who you've been listening to, but the people I've been listening to have built successful businesses, happier marriages, and they're living their goals and dreams. So honestly, I will always listen to people that have accomplished those things. This is why I'm sharing this with you. Because too many people think that I need more rah-rah. I need someone to inspire me. I need someone to motivate me. I need someone to give me that stamp of approval and say, Ivan, you can do this. I give you my permission. You don't need anybody's permission, nor should you be seeking anybody's permission. You see, most Americans think that they need someone's permission. They need someone to give them the okay, the approval, and say, Johnny, it's okay to start a business. Johnny, it's okay to spend more money. Johnny, it's okay to do this. Why? Why are you seeking the approval of someone else? Why do you think the motivation and inspiration is the supplement for action? Because it's not. It isn't. I'm proof of it. So you know what I did different? Just to give you a more real life, hard, cold, real life example. I realized that, you know what, Ivan? You weren't doing the right things. So last month, I did the carnivore diet for 33 days. I dropped 10 pounds. I am currently in the lowest weight I've been in almost 20 years. You want to know why I've failed so many times with so many diets and all kinds of shit that I've done when it comes to health and wellness? It's because I was inconsistent. It's because I did not prioritize that. And I kept listening to the bullshit in the marketplace. You know what happened when I literally tuned out everyone and everything and just focused and said, you know what? I'm going to be eating ribeye and eggs and pork chops and grilled chicken for 30 plus days and drinking water like a fish over a gallon every day. You know what? I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to make the most of it. And when I did that, I lost 10 pounds. And I don't know if some of you have been following this journey, but I was sharing it all through my stories every single day. Every single day. Do you want to know why I have struggled with fitness? I've struggled with fitness because I never prioritized it. It doesn't matter what fitness coach tells me, any fitness coach, any fitness expert. At the end of the day, you have to prioritize it. And I wasn't prioritizing it. So 7 years ago, I became a cyclist. In fact, it's probably one of the best things that I've done. I love cycling, road cycling. I have a road bike with handlebars. Last week, I did almost 60 miles on the bike. It's not even my best yet. It's not by far. But you know what? I prioritized and realized, you know what? I need to do cycling. And over the years, so I started in 2013 when I started cycling, and I would cycle anywhere from 1 to 3 times per week. Weather permitting, of course, because I do live in the Midwest and we're coming up in October. And actually, things are slowly slowing down because the weather is getting colder outside. But the point that I'm trying to make to you is no fitness coach, no fitness expert enticed me to start cycling. I did that on my own. I took action. I prioritized it. I realized that, you know what, Ivan, you need to do this. And I think it was a higher calling, honestly. I think it was God saying that, Ivan, this isn't about fitness. This isn't about endurance. This is about your mindset, about becoming a better person. I will tell you this. Cycling is my mental therapy. The reason I cycle is so I can clear my mind. Anytime I have problems, anytime I feel slightly stressed, anytime there's money issues, business issues, family issues, whatever it might be, I get on my bike and I'm free. I'm free for an hour and 30 minutes, depending on how long I cycle. I usually do anywhere from 15, 20, 25 miles within about an hour to an hour and a half. Why am I telling you this? It's because I did not prioritize. And that's what you need to do. You want results? Forget about motivation and inspiration. You need more action. You need to get off your ass. Stop sitting on the couch. Stop watching Netflix. You know what? I will tell you this. In my house, we've got Netflix, YouTube TV, Disney, Hulu. We've got every single streaming service. You know how much time I spend per week watching that? Maybe a total of 2 hours. 2 hours. You want to know why? It's because the rest of the time, I'm either spending time with family or I'm in front of my laptop, which you currently can't see. You know what? That's priority. That's focus. That's dedication. You know what? People don't talk about that enough. You want to know why people don't talk about that? Is because they're listening to people that are motivating and inspiring them because they think that those people are going to force them to take action. No, nobody's going to take action for you. No president is going to take action for you. No industry expert, no Tony Robbins is going to take action for you. You know what? Tony Robbins, who runs a $600 million empire, is literally getting paid on the fact that he inspires and motivates people. That is literally the gist of it. And there's a lot of Americans that need that. There's a lot of Americans who need someone to tell them every single day that you can do this, Johnny. You can do this, Mary. You can. And yes, as human beings, some people need that. And you know what? I'm not one of those people. I'm not. In fact, I fell a victim to the scrutiny of motivation and inspiration, thinking that that was going to help solve my problems. No, that's not going to solve my problems. Action is going to solve my problems. Be more proactive, more driven, more focused. Focusing my energy and time on the things that matter. And taking no excuses and no bullshit. In fact, every time I hesitate about something, whether I'm too tired or too lazy, I've literally gotten the habit of saying, Ivan, are you too tired for your dreams, for your goals? Are you too tired for wanting to buy that dream house for your family? Are you too tired to be able to be wanting to get into financial freedom? Are you too lazy for that? Are you too tired to be able to have the ultimate freedom, travel the world, and give your family everything that you've ever wanted to give them? You know what? Most people will say, I am too tired. Or I am too lazy. Well, you know what? That's your own damn fault. It's not the fault of any coach. It's not the fault of anybody who motivates and inspires. It's not the fault of anybody. It's your own fault because you're not taking action. You're not focusing on the things that matter to you. And you know what? I, of all people, am guilty of this. 100% guilty of this. And this is another thing that I have learned. Are you ready for this? You better be paying attention because this is a really big one. It's called accountability. Accountability. Okay? You may want to write that down. You know what accountability is? It's taking responsibility for yourself. It's taking responsibility for your own actions. It's taking responsibility for the shortcomings. I, of all people, have them. In the last 24 hours alone, I've probably failed at least 10 times. And you know what I've learned over the years is to embrace my shortcomings. Practice integrity, practice honesty, practice transparency with myself. Because you know why in part people are so stressed and they feel like that they're depressed also? Sure, before the keyboard warriors bombard me with some stupid comments, there's probably some chemical imbalance that plays a part in this, but it's largely because you are holstering all your problems inside of yourself. You're not being honest with yourself. You're living based on the expectations of the world, based on the expectations of society. You are not releasing that tension. That is why a lot of people become stressed and depressed, because they're not releasing that. They're holding it inside themselves because they think that, you know what, if I'm not honest, if I'm not upfront, if I'm not transparent. So I saw a post earlier today from Sean Whalen. Definitely go and look him up if you don't know who he is. And he really struck a chord with me this morning. Okay. And after this broadcast, once you find out, if you don't know who Sean Whalen is definitely go and look him up. But the post was talking about how Sean Whalen is massively successful. You know, he's got the money, he's got the cars, he's got everything, I guess you could call materialistic or anything that he's always wanted to accomplish, right? But one thing that he was talking about in his post is just that even though he's been divorced, you know, even though he's lost a lot of money, even though, you know, his ex is now dating. I mean, all these things, right, that happen as an outcome of bad choices that he made. He realized that, you know what, at the end of the day, the reason I feel like shit and stressed and depressed is because I'm not speaking my truth. I'm not being honest with myself. I'm not being accountable. So forget the rah-rah. No motivation or inspiration is going to make you accountable. You know what's going to make you accountable? Is by you taking action. By you stepping up to the plate and saying, you know what? I screwed up. All right? How am I going to fix it? How am I going to do something different? Okay? I screw up every day. I do. I'll admit it, of all people. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. In fact, one thing that I have made such an important factor, a determining factor of who I do business with, is with people who understand that I have imperfections. We all have imperfections. In fact, if you think you're perfect, you probably shouldn't be watching the stream, because this isn't for the perfect people. In fact, there is no perfect human being out there. No such thing exists. We're all imperfect in some form or fashion, but that's the beauty of it. That it's how God designed us. It's how God made us. God made us for a reason that way, to being perfect, because if we were perfect, there will be no work to be done. That's what people don't understand. So yesterday I did a new podcast, by the way. You guys need to check it out. It's this Friday, the RAH Project. If you haven't subscribed, definitely go and subscribe on any platform. It's available in video all over the web, YouTube and Facebook Watch. But I was interviewing this gentleman who's built a $10 million company. And, you know, this is someone that, you know, he's built one of the largest lawn care companies that have been called the Uber of lawn care in the state of Tennessee. Yes, that's Uber of lawn care. $10 million in business, right? And so we're kind of chatting about how all that started together. And, you know, one thing that he mentioned is he said, you know, one thing that I struggled with earlier on is I had a lot of pride and a lot of ego that I was allowing to dictate the course of my actions. Okay, so this is someone that started, you know, mowing lawns by himself to where, you know, he grew and grew and grew and grew and grew, and then he sold this company, right? But the reason I'm sharing this with you is that after about, he said 7 years of trial and error, he realized that he wasn't owning his imperfections. He was letting those imperfections get away. And he was so being swayed by what society and the world and friends and family were telling him, as opposed to just focusing on becoming the best version of himself. In fact, we're talking about Simon Sinek's new book that's coming out. We're also talking about, you know, some like-minded people that we both follow from a business standpoint. It was an amazing conversation. Brian Clayton, episode 85 of the RAH Project will be out this Friday. Apple, Google, Spotify, Pandora, Alexa. It's available everywhere in audio, and then you can check it out on YouTube and also on Facebook Watch. But, you know, I'll give you another example. So I have another client of mine that I'm currently working with on a podcast strategy, and I guess it was about 2 months ago. So it started out as a podcast strategy, and then she hired me to build her new website. And you know, her first question was, and she has an amazing story, by the way, guys. I'm so excited to share this with you very, very soon. She has an amazing, amazing story that just literally gives me chills down my spine. And so anyway, Courtney said, you know, so Ivan, how do I monetize my podcast? You know, how do I make money from this, right? You know, how am I going to make money from my brand? And that is literally what every question, almost every single time that I work with anybody, they ask that question of how they're going to make money before they've actually done anything. I said, Courtney, you need to become actionable. You need to start creating content. And here's how you're going to do it. Now we're 2 months into this. Honestly, she has so much content. It's insane. In fact, I'm trying to keep up with all the great content that she's creating. But the reason I'm telling this story to you is just that I gave her a shit ton of motivation and inspiration. I said, Courtney, you can do this. Your story is worth sharing to the world. You know what? None of that really mattered. What really mattered is when Courtney realized that, you know what? This is up to me. I control my destiny. I am the person that needs to take action. Nobody else is going to do that for me. And that's what you guys need to do. You want a happier life? You want a happier relationship? You want to make more money? In fact, most people still don't understand that business is about helping people. It's about creating solutions. Okay. And actually, in the episode with Brian, I'm going to give you a little bit of a detail too. We actually talked about, so the question that I asked Brian, and this is episode 85 of the RAH Project that's going to be out this Friday. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't. But, you know, we talked about this example that I thought was really great. So in the entrepreneurial world, right? So average folks, imagine this scenario, right? You're going on a hike. This is what entrepreneurship is very much like. And this is where the distinguishment between real entrepreneurs and fake entrepreneurs really comes about. So imagine you're on a hike, right? So you're hiking, you're going up the mountains, and you see the stream of water, right? But in the stream, you see a lot of trash, right? So like plastic and wrappers and, you know, stuff that people have thrown. Now, the average Joe will say, I want no association with this, right? Like, I want to stay as far away from the site because it smells. Obviously, it doesn't look appealing. There's trash in the water, let alone, you know, come close to it. Now, the realist of the entrepreneurs will say, you know what? This is an opportunity. I can clean this up. I can clean this up. I can take action. I can clean up all the trash that people have put in here. Do an act of good. Take action. Contribute to society. That's what a real entrepreneur does. A real entrepreneur doesn't look at how much money they're going to make. They're looking at the opportunity. They're looking at the solution that they can create. It's not about money. And this is why I get so frustrated with people that come to me and say, you know, Ivan, I spent a shit ton of money on Facebook ads or Google ads, you know, or I spent a shit ton of money on the website, you know, and it's not working, or they want to accomplish something, but they're unwilling to invest in it. Like, that's one of my favorites, actually. Well, if you're unwilling to invest, how in the heck are you going to get any kind of a result? Because in business, sure, if you can't figure it out, learn it. But there's a lot of people who, let's face it, is it really in the best interest of your time to learn Facebook ads, to learn Google ads, to learn how to build a WordPress site when you could be doing something else? I don't know about you guys, but in 5 years of business, I've realized that what I need to figure out to do more of is not be in the business, but be working on the business to where I can be building relationships and identifying problems to solve in the marketplace. That's in essence the same thing in life. Just do an act of good today. An act of kindness. Okay, not because someone inspired and motivated you. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are waiting for that. And so if you just tuned in, really the key message that I want to share with you guys here is, you know, the presidential debate is tonight. And I can tell you this, no president is going to make you take action. No president is going to seize your existence as a human being or your business. And I think a lot of people are looking at it from that perspective. This is why I talked about the fact that neither of the candidates represent my morals and values. So why in the heck would I just vote for someone? Is it just to vote for the lesser of the evil? I mean, there's other ways to change status quo. There always is. And I think that's what a lot of Americans are actually going to hope to get out of tonight's presidential debate. They're going to look at one candidate or the other and say, you know what, this guy's going to solve my problems. You know, this guy is going to give me the motivation and inspiration I need. This guy is going to help me become more wealthy. This guy is going to help me become happier. This guy is going to help me become more stress-free or depression-free. No, none of those guys are going to do that for you. Okay? You want to know why? It's because you're not taking any action. You're relying on some fictitious words to change your mindset. You know what? Mindset change starts at your heart. That's where it starts. So be honest with you. Be accountable. Be focused. Be actionable towards the things that matter to you. That's what you need to do. Practice it over time. It is difficult. It is extremely difficult. This is why 99% of people fail, and 99% of people look towards someone to inspire and motivate them because they're just unwilling to take action to change their status quo. I was one of those people, and sometimes I still am. When I was doing the carnivore diet, you know what? As an Eastern European, I have ate just about everything all my life. I was a smoker from the age of 16 to 26, and I could get away. I had a high metabolism, when I was younger, while I was smoking, when I stopped smoking. So I could get away with eating stuff. Anything. You talk about it. Burgers multiple times per day. Greasy food. Anything. You know what was the toughest part about the carnivore diet? Even though I failed with it multiple times, talk about consistency. Try to be 100% consistent in a 33-day span. It's difficult. Not a lot of people can do that. In fact, less than a handful of people I know were able to do that. And I wasn't one of them. But I still was able to get results. And the toughest part about that was to take action every single day. To drink coffee every single day for breakfast and not have breakfast. To eat ribeye steak almost every single day, even at times when I didn't want to eat it. To eat beef jerky at night to supplement for my sugar cravings. It was all about mind control and action. That's literally what all of that was about. And that's why I'm sharing this with you, because unless you're focused, actionable, accountable to yourself, honest to yourself, integral with yourself, nobody's going to do anything for you. I'm not going to do it for you. I can sit here and give you all the motivation and inspiration. Maybe you need to hear that today. Maybe you do. A lot of people do. But at the end of the day, none of the rah-rah that I tell you is going to force you to take action. You know what you can do that's best? That is very unpopular on social media, by the way, is just go and take action. Go and take action towards the things that matter to you. That's it. It's that simple. Get up off your ass and go do what you need to do today, tomorrow, the day after, the week after, the month after, year over year. And you know what? That's how successful people become successful, because they become the best practitioners in being actionable towards the things that matter towards them. It's that simple. And that's why you see them spewing motivation and inspiration over the things that they have accomplished. It's because there's a lot of people out there. 99% of Americans need motivation and inspiration. Maybe you're one of them. I don't know. But the best thing you can do for yourself is forget about the rah-rah, forget about the motivation, inspiration. Just do. Just take action. No, I'm not stealing the Nike slogan, by the way, because that's just do it. I'm simply telling you, just take action. That's it. Okay? Become more focused. Forget about the social media noise. Forget about what friends and family are telling you, acquaintances. Just do the things that you want to do. That's it. And that's all I want to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed the message, drop me a comment below. I'd really appreciate it. If you know someone else that needs to hear this message, share it out there. You never know who it might help. God bless you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.